Hi, I'm Christian Lemus, a junior at Palm Harbor University High School, and I experienced the Storm Chasers seminar for the Tampa Bay Storm AFL football team at the St. Pete Times Forum. This all occurred about 6 hours before the actual kickoff of the game against the Oklahoma City Yard Dogs. And started out my day meeting Matt Salmon, who was coordinating the whole thing. Not only that, he's known the ins and outs of the St. Pete Times Forum, whether it comes to the Lightning or the Storm. And it was very informative from beginning to the end. He started out with his experiences and kind of the reason why he wanted to grant us this experience. So after that, we went into one of the suites, which was kind of like, I guess, the interlude to the tour that we also took. And he explained more to us about the ins and outs of sports broadcasting. After this, we went down and started our preparations for the game, which included checking out the Bright House truck that was located outside. And that was a pretty amazing experience to know how much coordination goes on in such a little space, and it granted us a little bit more insight on the complexity that ends up being really simple. So that also told us a little bit more about our work, how we were granted a stack of papers, and we ended up taking a lot of good information from that into our notes and our memos. And we ended up with some great masterpieces to send over to Matt. After the truck, we went over and started to interview some of the players. And it was great to experience this in an atmosphere such as a live televised AFL football event, because it sets the tone for the quality of work that not only you will be practicing, but what we're preparing for, and how are we going to take this experience and incorporate it into shows like Friday Night Highlights and whatnot. So it was great meeting the players afterwards when they won and when they were going on the field for the fan meet and greet. We were also able to meet Coach, who is the only Hall of Fame coach that is actively on a roster in any football league. That includes CFL, NFL, and AFL. He was great to talk to. He made me feel a little bit more at bay, even though I was interviewing a coach at his magnitude of playing, which included 203 career football wins in the Arena Football League. So to feel at bay with such a magnificent coach was great. The best part of my day was to actually go behind the scenes into the locker rooms and kind of experience what the players experience, because I don't actually get that opportunity when I go film for Friday Night Highlights. I'm pretty much out on the field, and I do get to interview the players and the coaches, but to know all the preparation that goes in and where their mindset is literally at the stadium, to know where that is, helps. It kind of helps you follow the lead on where you're going to go with your questions that you're going to ask, and to be in that same atmosphere with them was definitely a great experience to feel more oriented. So that was definitely the best part of my day, was to go behind the scenes with them and interview them in places like the locker rooms and whatnot.
I come from an educational TV station, so how did your schooling prepare you for football and life in general?
Well, playing the game of football, a coach told me a long time ago, football is really a game of life. The team that's supposed to win is a team that prepares the best and puts the focus in and focuses to be the best, And the same thing in school. To be successful in school, you have to concentrate, you have to be there, you have to be on time, you have to do what's required. And it's similar to the game of football. Like I said, it's a game of life. And you only win, you're only successful when you put in the work, and when you earn it, you deserve it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Looking at the stats, 3-5 Oklahoma
excited to play these guys. It's an Arena 2 team that wasn't in Arena 1 before. They got something to prove, and we just got to come out and do what we do. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to stop us.
All right. And also, what did you do last year when Arena football stopped for a year?
Well, I worked a little bit at Seminole Middle School. Worked at a couple other different places. Tried to stay in shape, but I'm glad to be back.
Yay! Thank you. What kind of character traits do you use on and off the field?
I think it's important to be an honest man, to be upfront and communicate well with your teammates, as well as in the outside world. You always want to be honest with, whoever you're dealing with, and that's one of the things that I look forward to and look forward to me in my life is to be an honesty and trustworthy person.
Okay, and also, what role model did you have when growing up? Who was your role model that you looked up to and still might look up to now?
I had two of them. I had, Joe Montana is always a guy that was always in the media, so we saw him a lot. And my arch rival, I like the Bengals, so he was our arch rival, but you had to respect a guy like that. And then since then, Kurt Warner is my new idol, just because he's played the arena game and he's got a lot of integrity and a lot of good characteristics like we were just talking about, and he's made the jump from arena football to the NFL. So he's definitely a guy that I look up to.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you think that your team had great character on the field even when it got hard?
Well, I think that's what brings you, brings you through in a victory. And when they had the 1 point lead with the possession, we had to have someone step up and make a play, and that was Tim McGill. And you call it character, you call it quality football. That's what happened, and those are the difference in winning and losing.
And with all the penalties, do you think that your team did the best that they could?
Well, if you're making those penalties, that's not the best you can do, is it? So we've got to clean that up, and we've got to get that straight.
Okay.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
My favorite part of the day was interviewing the players because it showed me what it's like to be a sideline broadcaster, which is what I want to be for ESPN.